We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Both teams neck and neck so far. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They've got a first to begin the fray. Blown back, it's the handoff. And they're approaching midfield with that gain of 6. He's up to the 46.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Good strike downfield to Lane. And this one's going to move him all the way down to the 25-yard line. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Ready.
Out of the gun, Daniels. That's caught by A.J. Brown. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Washington first down.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
From the red zone on first. Cut near the goal line. And that is a Washington touchdown. The Commanders take a second quarter lead. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Here comes Williams on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25.
At their own 23-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Here's the backup. First throw. Throw left side is caught by Sinnott. And this is going to be out of bounds. Defense catches up to him near that 45. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that is good for a Detroit first down. What a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. On the draw, this is Gibbs. And he gets him around 6 there. It was Mike Saylor still on that side.
So much to like about that run, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Trying to throw this from the gun. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So it's gonna be 3rd and short coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Throwing now out of the shotgun. Finds Gibbs out of the backfield. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And the Lions have a first down. We've set it downs from 37. On first down, it's Gibbs. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. That tackle made by Blake Cashman.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically, and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
2nd down pass play coming. Finds him over the middle. And this one doesn't go far.
You know, as any quarterback is going to tell you, that's one of the most difficult things to do, knowing you're going to get blasted. That defender's coming right at you, but you got to throw an accurate ball. It does 2 things. Number 1, it strikes fear in the defense, and number 2, you gain respect with your teammates.
From the gun on 3rd down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And 4th and 4 coming up. Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal try. This from 48 on the left hash. Bates' kick is up and good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Brings in the kick at the 9. Escapes the defender. A nice run back, but what a hit we had at the end of it. New set of downs for him from the 31. They'll run here on 1st down. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Back to the well again. Great work there to evade the tackle, but the rest of the run, pretty forgettable. No gain there.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
This drive is in trouble. Got to figure out 3rd and 12. To the air on 3rd and long. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Kirby Joseph picks it. And the Lions have it as he records his 7th interception of the season. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
Coming right is Gibbs. Makes a tackle. He's still going. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into 1st and goal. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. Exactly 2 minutes to play in half number 1. More coming up from Northwest Stadium. Stick around. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Another one for Gibbs. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. He gets him 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
They call pass on 2nd and goal. And he brings it in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions get some late points and the lead. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Lions push their lead to 3. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. What makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line.
Okay, ready?
Commanders to the line now, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10.
Come on. Set. Got the Lions.
Back to work after throwing the pick. We've got a screen to the running back. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st. So fresh set of downs now from the 39. The give now out of the shotgun. Robbed by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Let's go. Steady.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, That's an extra bonus.
18.
Daniels from the gun on third down. Throw left side, complete. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Daniels on first down. And down he goes. The Lions rush gets home. Washington calls it second timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Well, your internal clock right there, it has got to be tuned up a little bit. Plenty of time. In this league, if you get 3 seconds to throw the ball and it's not out of your hands, that responsibility falls on you as a QB. But give some credit to the defense, who was able to get home and get the sack.
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Lions get the football back with minimal time to go in our half. That last interception gave them a chance to take the lead, partner. And now their defense gets them another one, so they can start growing this advantage.
Yeah, this defense letting them know we don't want to defend a small lead. Here's the ball again. Go get us a 2-score advantage this time.
And he's going to be hauled down at the 2, and that sets up first and goal. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal try. Angling this one in from the right hash, the challenge here. Bates' kick is up and good. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Bass now to kick this away. Here comes Williams on the return. Good work so far. He's got room. And what a great start for their series. He's all the way up close to the 45-yard line before stepping out.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kate. That just infuses everybody. A little more bounce in your step now, both in and out of the huddle. And you want to pay off your special teams that sets you up for success.
Short pass brought in. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
And the Lions first down.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Here's a throw. Completed over the middle. And he's taken down at the 30. They get an even 10 on that play. And that is good for a Detroit first down.
First down. It's a gain of 10. First down, Detroit.
Here's a give to Gibbs. He's got it in the red zone. He will go. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown.
Kate, that's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards, but the elite backs, they can take it to the house.
Point conversion.
All right, they're going to throw for it. This is caught. Oh, yikes. That 2-point try was headed the wrong way. Just about everything going wrong on that attempt.
Commanders 14.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8.
Washington takes over the first and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
All right, the Washington offense is set. Here comes 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Go.
Quick toss headed left. And the hit helps send him out of bounds there after he picked up 7. 2nd and 3.
That is just a great drive starter. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable second down.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3.
Let's go.
Give now to the running back. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit.
You know what I like about a second and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Hauled in by Gray. Rolling into enemy territory. Big man showing up the yards. And out of bounds he goes on that big pickup. They're inside the red zone now. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. From the red zone now. Completed to his running back. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. But one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Decided to keep it, but couldn't escape the pressure there. They catch it behind the line.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
And he scores. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders start the second half with some needed points. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders trim the deficit down to 5. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Here comes Williams on the return. Good work so far. He's got room. And they'll be happy about where they're about to take the field. He's up to the 35 on the return. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Drive begins with Gibbs. Makes the tackle. And they shove him out. Looks like he got about 6 before they did so. It's 2nd down.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You can stick to the ground. You can throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
Throwing it on 2nd down. Bails out of the pocket quick. It's completed right side. And he doesn't get the chance to add on to that play, but this still has him across the midfield stripe all the way down to the opposing 42. A pickup of 17. And the Lions have a 1st down.
At the 42-yard line.
Handoff running left. Here's Gibbs. Oh, and he is cracked at the tail end of that play. Good hit, but sure would have loved for it to have come earlier. So he gets forward a bunch and gets him the 1st down. Give him 13 on that play. And that is good for a Detroit 1st down.
At the 28-yard line.
They're throwing it. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Commanders will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season. And just like that, a very run-focused drive comes to an end that time with an interception.
You know, a lot of times, Kate, when you're finding success running it on a drive, it's because the defense is just waiting for you to throw it. And that's where they're prepared at the time. Sure enough, it's not a rush that dooms them, but a pass and an interception.
He powers ahead for about 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
From the gun, it's Daniels. And isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And That pushes them back. Third down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, the defense, they want to rip that script up. In a sack like that, creating third and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Third and long for him here. Lasers this one deep down the middle. They connect on the deep shot. And he's going to have this out near the 40, just a little bit short of it. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
Just about every offense since the beginning of time, since the forward pass, Kate, has loved a tight end that could stretch the middle of the field. Man, I remember as a kid watching Kellen Winslow Sr. dice up right here between the hashes. What a difference it can make for an offense. This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's Commanders football, and they need to get to work here. They're trailing late. Six yards to go here. It's third down.
Let's go now. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready, ready?
Throw here. Third down. Throwing the out route complete. And he goes out. Just needs one more step there to reach midfield.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line. You feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Ready, ready. 7, ready.
They'll run for this. And he is stuffed at the line. They don't get the yard they need, and they're going to catch a breather. They turn it over on downs.
These fourth down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it. And now they get themselves off the field.
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. On the move, past the 40, the 30, the 10. There it is, touchdown, Detroit. The Lions stretch it to a 2-score game in the 4th. Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions push the lead up to 12. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Offense to the line. They're going to have trips right to start out. Daniels now on first down. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he didn't get much time to secure it as he takes a shot. Good job to even hang on through that catch there. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you gotta admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. Right into double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
Pickup of 12 on that play. That's going to give the Commanders a first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. A throw left side, caught by Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
And he's finally down to put a stop to this one, but a notable chunk of yardage broken off with that gain. And you keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another first and 10. From the red zone on first. Almost Just had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6.
Come on. Set. Cougar 19.
Air it out on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders now within 1 score in the 4th. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Has this at the 6. This makes it up to the 25. The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal here from the 7.
What an injection of momentum for the offense on that play. With the energy boost in a much shorter field, I predict it's not going to be long, Kate, till they finish this series off.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll try and punch it in. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on 1st and goal. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
2nd and goal, they're going to throw. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last second attempt to get rid of it.
Back to throw it. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. This one misses the tight end. So now they're left with 4th and goal. An important attempt coming up here for Jake Bates. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. Kicked well, and this is good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a 1-score ball game. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10.
Ready.
Out of the gun, Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
You know, when we watch Combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10, because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack. I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Look away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Down a score. They're going to go for this on 4th down.
Go. Got it. Ready, go. 60 Mavericks. 60 Mavericks.
Desperation time here. Cut out left. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Landover. Commanders trail by 8. So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34.
Here we go. Set.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. Don't get this one to Brown. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him, only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
That's McLaurin with a catch out left. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
Kate, I was on the field, the young high school quarterback, just last week, and I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other, give him a chance to make a play.
He's going to be stopped, but not before dealing some damage. He's down to the 12. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
Get it.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
He got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing him. So this is going to be 2nd down and long following the holding flag.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Let go.
Setting up to pass. That's on the quick hitter. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. The Commanders take a timeout. It's their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now.
79 Broncos. Come on, come on. Set. Cougar 90. Cowboy 80.
Handoff out from the gun. And that runs held up just before he can get the last bit he needed. It's going to be 4th and short. Now with just 10 seconds left in our game, we've got a timeout. Hands are tied. Got to have it on this 4th down.
19 tight. Here we go. Here we go. Bronco 80.
To throw. And they're still like Brock. He brings in the touchdown, and now they've got a shot to force overtime. You always tell me, Brock, it is a whole different world here, running routes, working in confined spaces, instead of having that whole field to spread out a defense.
Oh, spot on, Kate. With some players, that's the world they thrive in. Finding windows where windows shouldn't exist, and then being ready for the throw to arrive. It happens so fast. Trusting your quarterback to make the right read and get it to you.
All right, they got the touchdown, but that was only half of it. Now they need this 2-point conversion or this one's over.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Back to throw. And they can't connect that time. And after the touchdown, unfortunately, can't finish off the 2 they needed to tie this game and force overtime. So only a handful of seconds left. They have time for this and a single snap. And this is brought in by the Lions. That should be enough to secure them this win. Timing's so important for a team to recover its own onside kick, but jumped the gun there before it went 10 yards, and that drew the flag. Here's a design run. So the Lions get the win on the road. Well, quite the streak of wins that they have ripped off as of late, Brock, and that continues this week.